Welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be making a tower stacking game. And what a tower stacking game is, basically you have a block at the bottom over here, and we have blocks kind of coming in over here, like so. So each new block is spawned on top and goes from like left to right, and you kind of have to press the button at the right time for it to land properly on this block over here, so it will stack and the tower will keep going up, and it will get harder and harder to stack blocks like on top of each other perfectly, and it will start like kind of shifting more and more. And yeah, that's the basic idea of a tower stacking game. And eventually you just kind of miss this and you have like 3 lives or something, 3 lives. So I've been thinking about how I would implement this kind of mechanic, because so we have our blocks and they obviously need to sway from left to right, kind of like this. And I wasn't sure how to do that, but I think I've got it now. So I'm gonna make each block a rigid body, and what a rigid body is basically a physics body that is affected by physics. I don't know how to explain it. And we would connect them with joints over here, and we would apply an impulse to the top rigid body to make the whole tower sway. Originally I was thinking of just making this the parent node and add these as children, and using transform rotation, which would kind of, if this is the origin, then this would rotate like so, right? So we could just rotate right, rotate left, like so. But I think rigid bodies would be interesting to work with, first of all. So the problem I would definitely run into is how to connect these 2 rigid bodies, how to kind of figure out where to put the joints, and I'm not sure yet. I've looked a little bit at joints, like this pin joint would allow us to connect 2 rigid bodies in a way such that the top rigid body swaying would affect the bottom rigid body, and they would stay together. But another problem is that eventually our tower gets super high, and just the physics engine will start dropping it. Like it will straight up drop if we apply enough impulse to it, right? Because that is how it works. So I would need to figure out a way to get rid of all of these and just show the part of the tower that is on screen. So we need to remove the bottom rigid bodies, and obviously there's gonna be a rhythm game.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Because I am going to make rhythm games until I'm bored of them. So yeah, that is what we're gonna do. That is the basic idea. And it's gonna be plant themed, or a tree, plant or a tree, not sure. Okay, start out with this, add a layer, and just kind of go from there. And we want to make sure that it tiles properly on the y-axis. Actually, I don't even think we need to tile it on the y-axis, because the tower itself is not going to be, like, it's not going to be straight. It's going to be swaying unless we start cutting off the parts that are not landing perfectly, so it would look. Set a static body at the bottom of the screen, just so that we can kind of test out what's going on with our rigid bodies. Then they have somewhere to drop on. I'm not sure we're going to be keeping it. I still have no idea how. I don't know how I'm going to be holding the bottom rigid body in place. Maybe turn off the gravity for it and make the mass ridiculous. If mass like 100 and then I don't know 5 or something, would it stay in place? I have no idea how it would work. Let's test it out actually. Oh, that's huge. I know. Mass 100 and gravity scale 0. It still falls down because the other thing has mass. So I don't. What if we make this thing not have mass as well? No, I mean no gravity. Interesting. I think that's the way to go. Just no gravity. So we would no gravity on these, and then we would gravity on this one once it drops. Yeah. Now connecting these two. How would I even go about that? So I'm thinking the way it's gonna work. Save the current block, like the topmost block of the tower, and center the camera on it. We are going to, once we drop the extra block, we measure the x offset for scoring. Essentially, closer the x of the dropped block is to the topmost block of the tower, the more score we get. Look at the rigid body for hints of what to do. Physics body. Can we get collisions? Get collisions. What can we get from shape? Box shape. We have box shape. Right, looking at the wrong kinematic body. Need rigid body 2D. Land box, get colliding bodies. Change the list of the bodies colliding. Contacts reported. Showing 2D. So I'm thinking 2 pins to make sure that the block stays in place. So we, on a collision with another object, we're gonna pin it twice and see how that works. And after we've figured that out, we will figure out how to make sure that it only pins itself to the top of the tower. I wanna start somewhere, so this is where we'll start essentially. Body entered, body exited. So we want to figure out where exactly they came in contact. Actually, do we even need to do that? We don't really want to pin them wherever they came in contact. We just want to have the bottom block aligned with the top block, and they should have the same rotation. The only thing that's different about them is the height and maybe the x offset. That's all that's different. Everything else should be the same. So if we can just figure out the distance of x over here, we can just snap this block like so, add a couple pins over here, and that's about it. So I don't think we even need to necessarily do the whole figuring out where the contact is. We just make sure there's contact. Let's draw a ground. So we're gonna warp the position of the camera to the current block position, so it will go up with the tower. I'm not sure what's gonna happen with the swaying. Maybe we'll lock the position of the camera once it starts swaying. Yeah, we're probably gonna lock the position of the camera later, but this will do for now. Current block var building. This will notify the block that it's kind of supposed to sway above the tower, and we are gonna have a base position, which is the position of the block below. We will go left and go right by a set amount. Actually, we're gonna do position minus sway amount, and then we will go from this to full sway amount, and we will use a tween because again it's way easier to do that. And then on tween complete, we will just go back. Can we cancel a tween? Is that a thing? Because we are gonna need to cancel it once we drop it. Resume, stop all, stops animating on tweens. Yeah, that's fine. Attach location block. We'll figure out whether we want to use this or not. Position equals position minus sway amount, and we want to start the tween, and want duration floats to be like 2 seconds to start out, and then tween start, and then on tween completed, going right equals true. Kind of like sway amount more than sway, so we'll stick with sway amount over here. So sway amount, worth it. And then we say going right equals false, otherwise the going right is true, and we go back, so plus sway amount and going right true. And we will initialize this with no gravity actually. Gravity scale 0. Once we do press a button, turn gravity scale to 1. Event is action pressed, drop and false. Event is action press, drop, false. So that's not an echo of the event, so it's is action just pressed. That's what this gives us. Building going right. We will tween stop all. We will set building to false. Gravity scale equals 1. Amount equals 50. We'll start out with that and we'll increase it, so it will get harder eventually. Initialize current block plus spawn distance and sway amount. Spawn block. Let's see how this goes. It's gonna break. Yes, it did. Instance ends. Why? Did I misspell it? I don't understand. Non-existent function and what? Oh, pod block. Dumb. Yeah. Vector 2. Current block position and spawn distance. More? Int vector and int. Where is that? Where did I do that? Base position x. We need to put base position x everywhere. There's not action drop right. Input map drop. Add. Forgot about that one. Space. Okay.
Still gonna be a problem, but less problems. Tween was not added to the scene tree. Should we initialize after adding the child? Does it make sense that it would freak out? Is that a thing we can do? I'm just used to doing it like this, but I mean, I don't think anything's gonna. Why is gravity scale not? Decrease spawn distance -40. Why is it? I didn't realize it would be so freaking far. What? It actually didn't change. First of all, it's going from the way position x equals position pause and sway amount. That should do it. I was confused. 60 still. Why is it starting in the center? That's because we didn't set it to sway. But sway amount. Okay, so why is gravity not affecting it now? It should be affecting it. Because we building false. Gravity's scale is 1. Gravity applied to the body's gravity is coefficient in the default gravity value in project settings. DNA. Default value is 1. But when I set it to 1, it's not doing anything. Why is that? I don't think I'm using anything from a rigid body. Now that I think about it. Because it was supposed to supposed to sway in the first place, but now I don't think I'm even gonna do that. I don't know, maybe I won't. And I'm using a freaking tween to move a rigid body, which is even more confusing. Now it's gravity. Now it's gravity isn't working, and I'm just like, do I just manually move its position? What does reset do? Maybe we've messed up. Maybe the mess up is the tween, not the. Why wouldn't it go? I don't understand. Okay, so when we remove all building equals false, that's all we're doing. That's all we're doing. Tween. Why?
Oh, there we go. Print gravity scale. See what's up? It's 1, yeah. Oh, can't sleep. No, you're not allowed to. But why are you going back? No, you're just going back. It's not okay. So we figured that out. Now tween removal. Do we just tween stop? Set active, stop all targeting methods, resume all. Resume. How does it throw it back? Maybe there's another thing in the rigid body. What are we gonna do here? Okay, let's go back. So if we can't use a tween, so we'll have a timer. First of all, timer. That is on like 1 second. It will determine, there will be a property going right. We will lerp position from on physics process. Position X to position X plus minus sway.
Confused. On timer timeout. Going right. Not going right. Unchild instance. Initialize base position equals position. Position equals sway equals this. Sway amount is 50. Yeah. Never actually used rigid bodies. Good time to start. Wow. Wow. Yeah, no. That is awkward. Take me back to Kinematic Bodies, please. I don't like this at all. First experience with rigid bodies. Not fun at all. Alright, I see what it is. Aight. So, this baby's first rigid body experience has been a very sobering. Extremely. My hubris has gotten the best of me. And I think we are just going back to kinematic bodies. It's going to be the exact same thing, except it won't bounce nicely if there's like a block over here. Not sure what I should do if it lands like here. Maybe kind of destroy this block. I think we can go back to tweens actually. We don't need to warp it. We'll set our gravity to 0. 40. Position plus equals gravity times delta. And tween remove self position X. I think it will reset the... Ooh. Oh, right. I'm dumb. What do we need? Collision. Collision. Slide. Collision. 0 or built equals false, built equals true. Actually, I want to export this as well. We want to check if this kinematic body is this parent's current block. If collision built is true, we are checking that the block that we landed on is the parent, the current block. So the current block is generally this block, but then we're gonna set the current block to this node. Let's stop there. We'll figure that one out, but why is it not spawning it above? That's because we're not setting the current block. It's not completed. Oh, right. Need to set this to current. It is working. No, we're gonna increase gravity a little bit. Bottom. We will do limit
What is it currently? It's too far. 180. We need a scoring method. What we're gonna do is when the block drops and it hits the top of the tower, we are gonna check that it's within the perfect distance. If it's within the perfect distance, we're gonna snap the block to the tower. Otherwise, it's within good distance, and we'll just give an appropriate amount of score. So this will be like 200, 150, and down from there. And we'll also do a combo counter for perfect distances. If we keep landing perfect hits, then our combo counter will increase, and we'll get 50 extra points per hit. And on every hit, we will decrease this time. So initialize will actually add a sway time variable over here. Sway amount sway time to 0 to 1.0. Sway time. Can we do this sway time? Is this a thing? Self sway time equals sway time. Isn't even increasing? I don't feel like it is. Oh, it is. Oh, I'm dumb. Shit. Alright, you got it. Sway time equals 0.5, 0.8, and we will set this to 0.05. I feel like it is way too easy. I'm not sure what to do about it. Alright, let's figure out the snapping first. To get the absolute value of this, less than perfect distance. Okay, so increment score. No, combos are hard in here. Landing is not hard, but like combos are. Combo text equals string score. Why is it doing that? That's so weird. This is right about now when I wish the freaking sway thing was a thing. It's gonna be a little hard to implement though. I wish I went for the cutting. It was like a type of tower stacking game where you cut the piece of the tower that's hanging off, so it's like more skill based. And there's like a limiter on can we still do that? We should do that. Because this is not fun at all. This is not fun at all. Because like this tower stacking game would be fun potentially. Maybe I don't even know if there was sway involved, but as it stands, it's boring as hell. This is sprite texture, offset animation region enabled. Okay, that's what I was missing. Region enabled. How high was this? 40? We don't want it centered, I don't think. How do we set the collision shape width? Okay, this is actually interesting. This is getting more interesting. I was getting a little bored with that. Collision shape. Correct way. I get no collision shape. Did you get shape? Var old scale equals transform get extends. Set extends. Now it's convenient. Before I would be like, why is it doing this? So our region for the sprite will be x1, y. Width and height will be width minus x1 and y. So what I'm worried about is basically the origin of this, and I'm not sure how it will interact with. So we have our extends on the collision shape. Get extends. Right, so that's what I was worried about. Our collision shape is centered, always centered on its origin. So we would have to move the origin to half of position x minus equals x1 divided by 2. That's what we would have to do. And then extends on the collision shape as well, I believe. Region enabled. Sprite region rect cutoff equals 0 position x minus position x. That will be our cutoff. We need it. Sprite region rect, and then we will set this to sprite rect y, sprite rect height. So our sprite starts over here, and its width is just to this, and it's over here. First of all, starts at 0 and 0, but ends. Oh, this is the same. Okay. Okay. Well, this is gonna be a long ass statement. Sprite rect position y. Alrighty then. Yeah. Where did it go? What did you do? 7, 0, -3. It's because there is no region rect right now, so it is just 0, 0, 0, 0. Is it more than almost got it. So we got that part going, but still have the problem of whatever this is. So it adds at 14 and extends 24. Why would it? That's more than makes sense. That makes sense why it's so weird looking. So we need to Sprite. Why is it divided by 2? It shouldn't be divided by 2. On initialize, we'll also pass it current block sprite region rect. And then enable region rect in the first place. Alright, starting to look like a proper game kind of. Now the snapping mechanic kind of. What? Oh, that's not even the snapping mechanic. I don't even know what that is. What do we have? Shape 2D. Shape 2D. Shape and get shape and shape. If your collision shape is called shape, get shape, set extends. No, scale is the bad way. Transform, get null, collision shape, get shape, transform. Scale, transform. Transform, get extends. What? Oh. Yikes. New shape. Rectangle shape 2D instance. New shape set to this. And collision shape equals new shape. Broken. New. Oh no. So apparently my mic was off for 30 minutes. It's okay.
You got a break from me rambling, which is nice. Adding some life to the world. Maybe like clouds floating or something. Clouds over here, import filter, ready. If position x less than 0 between interpolate property frame equals randi modulo 4. So tween interpolate property self covered 320 360 position x 360 duration float speed between start and this is Q free timer random equals randi divided by 30 greater than 40 our cloud equals load cloud and instance we already have, so instance equals cloud instance instance current block position y plus minus plus 1 already, yeah, that's fine. I want more clouds. 0.8 and I want them to move slightly slower, plus 12 position x, and I want the cloud's z index to be random. First cloud incoming. Is it in front or behind? It's behind. Nice. Second cloud incoming. Behind. Give me more clouds plus. This one is also behind. We don't need visible collision shapes anymore, we need a prettier tree. And that's about it, that's all we need. So we're gonna track in this game score, combo, and perfect equals 0. Our height was 0. Height was equal to 1. This equals 1. And in the end game, we will load fixed dependencies and GG scripts and no, it's not in scripts. Plugins and GG. Okay. A number, score label. Don't need all of these. Delete all of these. Delete all of these. Max. Wood. I do have wood sound effects, I believe. Okay. Man, that's loud. Okay. EG's done. Yeah. It is done. Thank you for watching. This one is probably gonna be a long. Actually, I'm not sure how long I was actually working for, but damn, this was a long day. I'm glad I actually switched it up, switched into Kinematic Bodies because I definitely felt more comfortable with the Kinematic Bodies, and just kind of allowed me to test out the cutting off sprites, cutting off collision shapes. That kind of worked out nicely. It was interesting. Definitely learned stuff today, which I can't tell for every game I make, which is super nice. So hopefully do the same thing tomorrow. Bye.